Hi everyone. Buffering. Is the stream stable? I'm getting a weird warning. Let's get started. Okay, so I've been a long time Emacs user for about 16 years. And the recent Emacs conf has motivated me to share a bit of my love for the editor. So I've got my config that I've been working on for, I don't know, I've been working with that one for maybe a year. And I thought maybe I should split it up into thematic files instead of keeping it all in one block. So I'll just walk you through it first and try to remember what each section of the file does, and then we'll find out how we can split it up. There are already pre-made solutions for that, and there are also probably recipes to split up your config, but I'm trying to do it myself and try to learn some Lisp as well as I go along. So we basically have one block over here, which is so this is to bootstrap straight.el, which is the package manager that I use. So all this block there is here for that, and then we have some GUI tweaks with the menu bar mode. Then we also disabled the startup screen. So for those of you who've never seen it, if I start Emacs, small q. If I start Emacs with that config file, it pops up with this newcomer page that just disables that. Okay. Then we disable the transient mark mode. So transient mark mode, that's more like an editing feature. So the transient mark mode is essentially the highlight. So here I'm highlighting my current selection. The old default of when I started using Emacs was to not show it, so here I'm doing the same thing, but it doesn't actually highlight, but that's what I'm used to. Then we have we are aliasing yes or no to YON, which is quality of life. I guess we could group that with that maybe. I'm disabling Control Z. Control Z is used to minimize Emacs. It's useful in terminal. So I can give a brief example here. So if what can I edit? Okay, Emacs blah. So I can edit a file here, maybe not blah.org. Let's call it blah.sh. And so I can do stuff like echo blah, save it, and then I can use Control Z to hide Emacs and just run this shell script. and then I can use FG to reopen Emacs. So that's what it's used for. The problem is that Control X is really close to Control Z, and sometimes that causes problems, especially in GUI mode where Control Z is not useful. So I'm disabling it. Now we're adding Mailpa. I don't want this. This is old craft. Here we have fonts. So I think that's part of the GUI. So this defines. Yeah, I'm creating my own variable. I'm basically using it in two places. Okay, and now we have some editing settings as well. Editing settings. So I'm setting the indent to no tabs and always 4 spaces. The right way as far as I'm concerned. And here we have a package. So this is a setting for the Elasticsearch package. So Elasticsearch. Okay. Right, let's move that down there, because here is the place where I install the packages. So this is using straight.el, which is an alternative package manager for Emacs. It has the advantage of being declarative, so I can just have a bunch of straight use package here, and I can also have my own forks like we see here. So that means it's easier to manage, especially in a split config, because the default package manager basically puts your selection of packages in like a global customized block. So that's simpler. Alright, next we have backup files. So I save all my backup files in a directory, otherwise they pollute my file system. Then this is not a package. This is really default Emacs settings. Then we have Vertigo, which is my dynamic completion engine of choice. This is the theme and some more GUI settings. I'm gonna move them. GUI settings. Boop. Okay, let's move back down. So we have some Python settings. We hook up iSortify and Blacken and Egglot. This is for Rust. We use Egglot. Well, I use Egglot as well. And JSON. JavaScript. Hold on. Indent tabs mode nil. I already set that, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, I'll leave it. And this is part of Elasticsearch as well. Okay. This is some GUI setting, is to set the project name as part of the frame title. Actually, both of them are. Okay, GUI up and org mode and org mode. So this is all org. Actually, I'll leave them here. So org mode settings. Okay. So now I've split up my config in sections essentially. Now I want each section to be in its own file, and then I want to be able to basically go through all the files and load them up when Emacs starts up. So let's take a look. So I'm going to open my emacs.d directory, and I'm going to create a directory. I'll call it init, just init. Okay, let's start with an easy one, like that, for example. The GUI settings up. I'm going to want them here into GUI.el. There we go. Oop, forgot a piece. Yeah, and okay, so I've got this guy here, so I can load that one. So what I'll do is that for now I'm just going to load the file. So load, yeah, and oops, and that's gonna be into the emacs.d init, and it is called GUI.el. Okay, so that should load my split of config. Let's try it out. And it doesn't. It doesn't because it doesn't find the theme. That's because it's loaded before the packages. So we'll just move that down there and see what happens. Oops. Alright, here we go. So that worked. Okay, so we know how to load an external file now. Let's do a second one. So I'm going to move say all the packages into their own config. Up. There you go. And I'm going to create a new file, packages.el. We'll place this here, and I am going to do load .emacs.d and packages.el. Alright, so let's start a new window. Yeah, everything worked fine. Okay. So I'm going to move this underneath so we can see. So I could basically keep going like that. Actually, I will keep going like that for now, and then we'll try to automate this. So the next one will be editing .el. Okay, then I'm not sure, maybe I should just put this under editing. Okay, disable hiding will be in GUI.el. I think I'll put backup files in the editing part as well. Then we have Elasticsearch, elasticsearch.el, and vertical, vertical.el, and Python. Oops, let's save that guy. Python.el, Rust, JSON, JavaScript. And finally org. Org here. There we go. All right. So let's open that directory again. Oops. All right. So we want to make sure that all of this is loaded. So I'm just going to actually XR. That's a rectangular command. Oh yeah. Nah, or whatever. I was trying the rectangular selection commands, but I think I've forgotten them. That's alright. Okay. Here we go, and we'll just add a load film to that. Load query place regex. So tac. Oops. What am I doing? Emacs.d, init, and the package name. Okay. Just like that. I probably already have some actually. So we want to make sure packages is always loaded first. And I think I'll just load GUI second, just so the GUI can get initted quicker. Sooner. Alright. Cool. So that's probably gonna work. I can try it out easily. So there we go. So that's working. Now the next step is to basically do this automatically. So it's all in a single directory. So what I want to do is basically list the directory and load each file. So let's take a look at the functions we have to do that. So describe function and directory files, which I've already looked at before. That's why it's pre-selected. Okay, so it's a function that lists the name of files in a directory. It takes 3 arguments that are optional. Full, which returns absolute file names. Match. If match is non-nil, mention only file names that match the regex match. Okay, that's handy. If no sort is non-nil, the list is not sorted. Its order is unpredictable. Right, okay, let's give you a shot. So, we'll do directory files into the .emacs.d init, and we want full, and we only want files that end with .el. So let's put .el regex. And that should do. Let's try it out. So I'll hit Ctrl X E to evaluate this, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I've got them all down there in the mini buffer. I can see that they're all listed correctly. Now what I'd want to do is to make sure that packages is always first. So let's see how the sorting works. Let's check, switch back to the DRED. So init. I'm going to rename packages to 0 packages. To give it priority, perhaps. And it's listed first, so I can use that trick to make sure my packages are always loaded first. Alright. So now all I need to do is loop over what directory files returns and output it. So to do a loop, we'll just look at the documentation once again. Let's see. To list. Loop over a list. Evaluate body with var bound to each car from list in turn. Then evaluate results to get return value. Default nil. Okay. Let's try that. To list that, I need a variable file, and the body will be print. How's it print something? Does print do? Yeah, that's perfect. Let's just print it for now. Alright. So that's good. So instead of printing it, we'll just load it. So I'll just comment this out. And here we go. So it's kind of slow, so I'm wondering if we could byte compile the init directory and speed this up a little. So for now I know that this works. So I am going to, what is this? Oops. Looks like I had the wrong window focused. So I'm going to delete these. And I am going to byte compile a directory. Init 0 file compile 10 skipped. Okay. Is a directory? Yes. So what? How do I byte compile an entire directory? Byte compile. Yeah, let's get some information about that. Compile list byte comp.el. It is found to recompile every EL file in directory that needs recompilation. This happens when an ELK file exists but is older than the EL file. Normally this function does not compile the corresponding file. However, if the prefix argument is 0, it does mean to compile those files. Well, here we go. So let's do that. So Ctrl U, 0. Alt X battery compile directory, and we'll do init. Ta-da! Okay. Ooh, we have a warning. Assignment of free variable. Right. Let's fix that. So, do I still have it? JSON.yield, yes. JS indent level. Yeah, that should handle the error. So let's try again. Control U 0, Alt X, battery compile directory. Right. Okay. Let's see if performance has improved. A little. Now let's see if I bat compile the main init. Yeah, it's slow. It's a lot slower than it was before byte compile, before splitting. So I don't know, I didn't keep a backup of the config file, unfortunately. Yeah, it is kind of slow. List. Or is it? Oops. Let's give you a shot. So I am going to drop down a terminal. Okay, I can concatenate everything. Into let's go back up and we'll move init.l into init.l.back. Remove that and just cat init star.l into init.l. Okay, Emacs. So it's probably not going to be happy. Actually, it is. Oops. Yeah, it is happy. Okay. Yeah, and now let's try the version with the split config. Oops, that's not what I wanted to start. It's a little slower, but it's not that bad actually. Okay. Alright, so that's basically it. This is all it takes to have a split config. So there's probably some advantage in using a pre-built package to do it. I'm sure that theirs are more optimized than mine. Their code is more optimized than mine, or more performant. But that's the basic of it. So we just list files in a directory that match .el, we iterate over them, and we load them one by one. Alright, thanks for watching, and have a good one.